Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say shalom to Akim and Akwat out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. All right, today's a little bit of a shorter one. All right, we'll see. You know, sometimes they can go long, but today's lesson's called E, the pathological liar. Okay, of course, E being Esau. Okay, E, the pathological liar. Now, first, let's go ahead and grab what pathological means. Okay, or let's look up the definition of pathological liar. Okay, a pathological liar says the compulsive urge to lie about matters big and small, regardless of the situation. Okay, the compulsive urge to lie about matters big and small, regardless of the situation. And that's exactly what Esau is a pathological liar. Okay, a pathological liar. They lie about if it's even small, if it's big, they lie just all the time, constantly lying. All right, lying about big, grand things like who the Israelites, lying about tiny things like, oh, did you take that candy? All right, all these things that you could think of. All right, they're lying about it. All right, they're lying about, you know, who they are. All right, where they're from. All right, where we're from, what they're doing, what they have access to, what they don't have access to, what they know, what they don't know. All right, technology. All right, they're lying about all these things. Okay, they're lying about all these things. All right, whether big or small, they're lying about them. Like it says the compulsive urge to lie about matters big and small, regardless of the situation. If it's something dire, if it's something just simple, if it's something that they don't really even need to lie about, they're gonna lie about it. Why? Because Esau is a pathological liar. Okay, they're a pathological liar. Okay, and I thought about this. What brought this up was the Apostle Gabar. Okay, mentioned, Esau is a pathological liar. Okay, and that stuck in my head. And then when I was watching and going, what should I make a lesson about? All right, cruising through the spirit. All right, looking for, what you can bring a lesson out on. There was a lesson that was put out by Elder Yashawamba on his page, Two-Third Info, called LOL, the images were darkened over the years. And I watched this a while ago, originally. I think I got it from that Raleigh La Yasharallah. I don't know if that says, it might say Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. I'm not sure what his full name is. All right, that brother, I've seen his videos before. I've seen this video before, but when it was put up again, I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and make it'll be a short little lesson, but let me go ahead and get in on it. Okay, so, between, that and then what Apostle Gabar had to say about a pathological liar, I said, you know what? I think that'll do it. Okay, so pathological lying. Okay, it says, what makes a person a pathological liar? It says, to be labeled as a pathological liar, a person must lie frequently and for no good reason. Well, Esau has a good reason, but they're still a pathological liar. All right, they don't want people to find out who they are. But sometimes they lie for no reason, all right, as well. Sometimes they just lie for no reason as well. All right, they lie for reasons, to keep the Israelites covered up, to hide the name of Yahweh Shai, all right, to hide the name of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, okay? And and then they lie for other things that just no reason, all right, no reason to even lie about it, but they do because they're liars. Okay, pathological liars harm themselves with their behavior. People like I won't put it on anybody in specific, all right, but these Edomites that keep on lying and lying and lying, all right, and then we go into this truth and prove that they're lying, and then it just hurts them. It makes them look worse. Okay, it makes them look worse. Says, but they keep doing it despite the consequences. Okay, pathological liars harm themselves with their behavior, but they keep doing it despite the consequences. What are the signs of pathological lying? It says embellishing lies with extensive details, and that's one of the things that Esau does. All right, well, we were over here in Afghanistan with the blah 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 blah, and they give you all the shit all these extra details that you don't need to know because they're lying. All right, or they have this thing called double speak. All right, where they'll basically tell you the truth but through a lie. All right, they'll basically obscure the truth so much where it's not necessarily lying, but they'll obscure it so much that it basically just confuses people that don't understand doublespeak, and it sounds like, oh, okay, that politician jargon that you hear. All right, we've had a blah 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 blah. All that, yeah, that's doublespeak. All right, and they're hiding motives in there. Okay, so embellishing lies with extensive details. All right, so not only are they going into extensive detail, they have some extensive details of lie. Yeah, we had the moon with and this, and we went over here, and this is what we did on the moon. We collected the rocks, and we collected the samples, and here's how we built the thing, and here's how you a liar. All right, that's just extensive details. Here's another one, telling dramatic and highly unlikely stories. All right, like I don't know, landing on the moon's one. Okay, it says appearing anxious when talking. All right, and that's, Esau, they do appear anxious sometimes. Most of the time, they got it down pat because they've been lying for years. Their words are smooth as butter. They got it down at this point. All right, but, their words are also cracking at this point, too, because Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai is, revealing these people. So they're slipping up more than they ever have. Getting defensive when confronted about a lie. Oh boy, is that Esau. All right, anytime, these Christians or anyone, oh, this was happening. No, we didn't. That's not what the Bible says. Oh boy, do they get mad. They get mad. They get hot. All right, they start, you guys you're the seed of Satan. And they just run off, and that's all they do. All right, they get mad. Getting defensive when confronted about a lie. That's Esau for you. They get mad. I'm gonna kill you. That's what they do. Constantly changing their story or being vague when questioned. Okay? Lying about something even when there's no reason to. Let's get some more. What else do we got? Seeming unconcerned with being caught in a lie. No, and they'll just play it off. Get out of here. Says feeling a high when they get away with lying, and they do, like, oh yeah, can you believe those dumb Israelites believed us? Ha they still think they're African. Ha ha. And they get a high out of it, man. They get a high out of that. Passing off a story someone else told as their own, or passing off another heritage as their own. Okay. Acting in ways that don't match their words. It's Esau, man. Who is it describing? It's describing Esau. It's describing Esau, the so-called white man. Is pathological lying a mental illness? It says pathological lying is not a formal diagnosis. Blah, blah, blah. What mental illness causes pathological lying? Antisocial, narcissistic. And that's Esau for you. They're a narcissist. All right, and let's get that word. All right, and then we're going to get into, what we're talking about. But here, you got to learn some terms. Narcissists. Because that's Esau, too. They're narcissists. Personality qualities include thinking very highly of oneself, needing admiration, and believing that others are inferior and lacking empathy for others. Esau is a narcissist, okay? They are an narcissist, okay? Another says treatment, struggle with work or personal relationship, feeling overwhelmed with sadness. All right, some of those big, those narcissistic, proud business leaders, sometimes they just blow their goddamn face off, okay? And that's really all through Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, judging them through themselves, all right? They're killing themselves. The Most High didn't want them around. Okay, but let's jump in right here. That's from Tune Through and Information. All right, look, LOL. The images were darkened over the years. So let's listen to it. And let's see. And this is proof. Just another example of Esau's pathological lying.
Icons dating back to the 14th century, brought together from private collections across Russia.
It's very beautiful. It gives you goose pimples. It's a remarkable exhibition.
It's an exhibition which feeds the senses. Everything is so grey outside at the moment, and here suddenly it's a feast for the eyes.
And it's a feast that marks 100 years since religious icons started to be recognized as works of art.
Look at them.
Before then, they were mainly viewed as religious objects, often left blackened over the centuries by the passage of time and added layers of paint.
Мы научились снимать эти поздние записи.
By the passage of time, often left blackened over the centuries by the passage of time, and objects, often left blackened over the centuries by the passage of time, and added layers of paint.
Мы научились снимать эти поздние записи.
When we learned how to remove the dark layers, we discovered underneath an overwhelming beauty, to such an extent that it shocked André Matisse, who was in Moscow at the time. He said, it's here that artists should come to learn to paint, not to Italy.
Учиться живописи, а не в Италию совсем.
But today, only a small number of these masterpieces remain. Most
You want to know how they learned to remove the blackened layers? By painting over them.
were destroyed during the Soviet era.
То есть это спасено.
These icons are the survivors. If museums hadn't saved them, they wouldn't exist today. There are 50,000 icons in Russian museums. Before, there were millions.
Миллионы.
But now the future of this part of Russian heritage is up for debate. Are the icons best held by museums, or should they be returned to the country's churches?
There you go. So you heard him lying, all right? And in the comments, the elder said, there was no Russian Renaissance. That's why they are dark, all right? And the Renaissance era was after, the Renaissance era is when it's after the Dark Ages, and the Dark Ages was when we were in rule, the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right? And after that, a 1,000-year period, all right, Esau was loosed from their chains, all right, and they went forth and deceived the nations, as we're going to get to Scripture. And that is what would be called the Renaissance. Renaissance means the revival, all right? They started taking over, saying, oh, we're the Israelites, this, and then covering the faces of the judges, all right, putting their face in the Bible, all right? That's what they did. There were no Russian Renaissance, that's why they're dark, all right, because it didn't happen there. It says, how could they think that somehow only the faces magically turn dark? Or say that the color was added? Says they can't handle the truth. Hawashai Abadiah, all right, says has Psalms 85 and 11. Truth shall spring out of the earth, and righteousness shall look down from heaven. Okay, so the truth's gonna come out. All right, we got that scripture, so we'll get that later. Let's see. Yeah, this guy keeping my eye on faith. If that's the case, why hasn't the Sistine Chapel artwork darkened over the years? LOL, these people are funny. The other thing is that one of the things my wife mentioned was why what about the Mona Lisa? What about the Mona Lisa? Why hasn't it darkened? Okay, what about all these other paintings? All right, oh, those aren't as old. Well, yeah, but they would darken a little bit, wouldn't they? They would darken a little bit, wouldn't they? Wouldn't all these paintings darken a little bit? Sure, it's not as old. Sure, whatever you want to say. Even if it's a newer painting, wouldn't it at least darken a little bit? Wouldn't it at least darken a little bit? Wouldn't it? No, they're trying to do all this and try to restore it, but wouldn't it darken a little bit? That's not really darkening. Or you can still tell that's a so-called white person. That didn't go from being a so-called white person to going to be a so-called Negro. All right, that'd be a little extreme. So why didn't that happen? Why did that happen? Not even a little bit? Not even a little bit, huh? What about these other works that aren't religious? Why didn't they darken? Okay, let's see. One of the best, what is claimed to be the oldest known portrait was found in, One of the best known portraits in the Western world is Leonardo da Vinci's painting titled Mona Lisa, which is a painting of Lisa del Giocondo, which has been claimed as the world's oldest known portrait, which was found in 2006 in the Viognier Grotto near Angoulême, and is thought to be 27,000 years old. Why hasn't it darkened? What about these? Why haven't these darkened? Why haven't none of these darkened? Or you're gonna say that was darkened? What about the hair? White people don't have hair like that. White people don't have hair like that. They don't have beards like that either. Did those darken? Let's see. Renaissance paintings. Well, why didn't that darken? Oh, why didn't these darken? Why aren't these darkened? Why are none of these darkened? These are old. Why did none of these darken? I'm curious. Look. White as can be. Why did none of them darken? None of those are darkened. It's beginning to smell like it's a lie. Like it's a lie. Okay? Just as Esau does, alright? It's a fucking lie. Alright? So, let's first go over to Revelation 20 and 7. All right, this is speaking of 1,000 years expiring, 1,000 years after, you know, Esau was in under rule of the Israelites, us. All right, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. This is Revelation 20 and 7. All right, and like I said, I've mentioned the scripture before. The Apostle Aramallah has done a wonderful video. Okay, you can just look up GMS Infodoc channel 12 and then type in 1,000 years. All right, and on his channel. All right, and it'll come right up. All right, it's extensive. All right, because there's a lot of depth to this the 1,000 years. All right, but we're grabbing this part. Revelation 20 and 7. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan, Esau, the so-called white man, all right, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. Okay, the prison, because he was under control from Jake, all right, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Israelites, okay, and shall go out and deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. So he's also going to, you know, call Gog and Magog together, and Magog's Russia. Okay, so, but he went out and deceived, all right, he went out and deceived. What does it mean to deceive? Okay, and I think we did it one time, and it doesn't give us a good example definition here. Yeah, no. Oh, yeah, there we go. There's one. Glossary. Lead astray. Okay, lead astray. Let's get the definition of deceive. Okay.
Deceive.
Okay. Of a person caused to believe something that is not true. To cause someone to believe something that is not true. Listen, typically in order to gain some personal advantage. Boom. Boom. It's all you need. Dupe, mislead, outwit, fool, double cross, rip off, all right, to shaft, to stiff, all right, to make a sucker, basically, you know. So, hey, man, to entrap, okay? There you go, to trick, all right, to misguide.
Misguide.
There you go, okay, to swindle, okay? They do that too. All right, to defraud, okay? To, let's see, dupe, okay? To deceive, to trick, all right, to mislead, all right? Yeah, cause someone.
Mislead.
Cause someone to have a wrong idea or impression about someone or something. That's Esau, man. That's Esau. That's a so-called white man, all right? That's, boom, that's what they did. They deceived. They went forth and they painted their faces on the judges. They did all this. All right, no, we're the Israelites. No, no, it's them. And then 1948, they established, you know, so on and so forth. All right, they're deceivers. They are the deceivers. Okay, that's what they do. All right, and as the scriptures say, the deceived and the deceiver are his. All right, so Yahweh Hashem is controlling them as well, and the ones deceived, and the ones doing the deceiving. Okay, all things are controlled by Yahweh Hashem. But this shows you right here, deceive. Cause someone to believe something that is not true, typically in order to gain some personal advantage. And what is their advantage? They got into rulership, and nobody knows that they're Esau Edom. All right, nobody. Well, there are people, but you know, it's not, you know, wide out there yet. I mean, it's out there, it's going out, but not everyone believes it. Not everyone believes it. They're still no. These Christians, no, that's not true. All right, but hey, man, this is them. This is them. They probably even lie about what the word Renaissance mean. The revival. A revival or renewed interest in something. That was a revival of Esau. Okay, so there you go. There you go. And to show you, these embers are darkened. Okay, well, look at, there's a page you can go to called Real History, WW, all right? And you got to pick out the bones over here, all right? So, you know, but there's you can look up, one of the things is religious frescoes, okay? And you can check it out, all right? And most of these are not from areas, you know, like the European Renaissance era. All right, a lot of these from Russia, Greece. Okay, so there you go. There's this is Panagia Mavriotisa. Okay, I probably butcher words all the time. Look, I'm not a language scholar. All right, so there you go. And this is right here, that's a depiction of Yahushai, all right, because it says down here, it says the tree of Jesse, Jesus, all right, we know his name's not Jesus, it's Yahushai. That's another form of deceiving that they went out and did. There's no J's in Hebrew, his name couldn't be Jesus, all right, so they gave, oh, well, let's give you, they know about the Tetragrammaton, what are we going to do, give them an incorrect, give them, Yahuwah, or Yahushua, or Yahweh, or something, all right. And those are incorrect translations, all right, of the Tetragrammaton. That's why they broke those out. They didn't want you to get in the real one, which is, the Father's name being Yahweh and the Son's name being Yahushai. All right, so they gave you some other ones, all right, because, people started getting smart, but then they had to dumb them down a little bit. And people were like, okay, and now everybody, using false names. All right, the true name of the Father is Yahweh, and the true name of the Son is Yahushai. All right, no ifs, ands, or buts. If you think it's otherwise, get from around here, all right? So there you go. That's a depiction of Yahushai, okay? So the depictions are going to look different. You can see many different brown-skinned figures. These are darkened, though, huh? These all darkened, though, right? Why is it that not all the ones in England darkened, but why is it just everywhere else that has brown photos, they're darkened, but why didn't any of the European Renaissance images darken? Why we looked up the Renaissance images, why didn't any of those darken? Some of these are before, or if not, some of them, even some images with brown, so-called brown skin, well, not so-called, but brown skinned people, all right, on images, those haven't darkened. But why, you see the what's the word I'm looking for? You see the hypocrisy. You see the hypocrisy here, all right? That's Esau, man, a fucking hypocrite, okay? There you go. But all these images are brown, right? They darkened over time. They just darkened over time, yeah? All of them. Every single one of them. Okay? Here's what it says. The Sumela Monastery in Turkey, what whites, all right, Edomites, all right, whites, so-called whites, all right, Edomites, sometimes do when they find a black face and there's no nose to break off. Because that's the other thing. Our statues, what do? They break the nose off. Oh, that's a Negro nose. Break it off. Now we can go about doing whatever. No, no. Or what they'll do is, like with the Egyptian tombs, they'll fucking repaint them. All right? They'll repaint them, man. They'll repaint them. They'll go from being very dark skinned and then they'll make them like yellow. And why'd you make them yellow? If you look, there are images out there, and it shows you the Egyptians being a very dark-skinned people, all right? All over, like, art, all right? Sometimes even the tomb. But you'll see ones that are yellow. They start making them yellow, or they tone down the skin, all right? Because it is proof that they do have to repaint them sometimes. See, like, if you look up repainting... let's see. Well, I mean, they might not put it out there that they repaint them, but they do. They do. So you got ones like this, which are very clearly dark. All right, and this one could have even been repainted. All right, or reformed. All right, you got to realize Esau controls everything right now. Okay, well, through Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Yahweh Shem Yahushai is giving them control, and they have the ability to obscure certain things. All right, so if they didn't want you to see this sarcophagus right here, you damn sure you would not fucking see it. All right, if they didn't want to see that they found a biblical artifact over in Israel, you're not going to see it, all right? If they don't want you to see this and that, you're not going to see it, okay? Unless the Most High has them slip up and they accidentally reveal themselves, which has happened, okay? It has happened. The Lord will do that, okay? But they have the power to obscure, all right? They have the power to deceive, all right? They have the power to cover things up, all right? So sometimes you see these, and there was one, and I can't find it now. There was one, and I can't find it now. And that shit was very clearly repainted. Very clearly repainted. All right, it was all, I think it was all white, and it was totally clear that they repainted. Sometimes they do, well, that's fake, but, sometimes they do that, all right? They repaint them, and they go from being dark, and they put them like this, and they get them all yellow, all right? They make them yellow, all right? Yeah, sometimes they show them real light, almost like almost like this. But then sometimes they'll show them as dark as this. All right, and even darker. All right, sometimes. But a lot of time you see them, they make them red. See, here they are, very, very dark. There you go, very, 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 very dark. And they do some wacky stuff. They do some wacky stuff. They do. All right, but hey, that's because they can do that. All right, it's in the power of their hands. Okay. So there you go. Like it says what whites sometimes do when they find a black face and there's no nose to break off. What do? They just fucking chip at it. All right, get out of here. I don't like it. Fucking bunch of babies, man. And here's Dura Europus. All right, and I believe this is a depiction of Moses and Aaron. All right. Well, their image is dark. Okay, their image is darkened. Come on now, their image is darkened. Look, man. Look at the nose. Look at the hair. All right, look at that. That is an afro. That is afroic hair. That's afroic hair. All right, you're gonna lie though. It darkened though? No, but that's afroic hair. But that is not the face of a white person. White people don't look like that. If you took that image and made it white, it would not look right. All right, it would not look. They'd look like an albino. That's what would happen. They'd look like an albino. Okay, because those are clearly Jake features. But you're gonna lie. That darkened though, right? That darkened. Well, they're more red. They're more ruddy. All right, they're more ruddy. And what's that? The contrast to the skin color of the Hebrews. So, what? Go ahead and lie some more. Go ahead and lie about the lies that you lied about lying about. You fucking devils. All right, let's get in here. Let's get the scriptures. All right, because that's an important part. We showed you images. We showed you examples. That's what you need. All right, these liars are liars. Okay. No, we're getting Job 13:4. That's all they do. They just lie. They just lie and 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 lie. Job 13:4. But ye are forgers of lies. You are all physicians of no value. So not only are they forgers of lies, you're all physicians of no value, which means they can't help you medically for a damn. All right, for anything. Yes, my foot hurts. You end up fucking losing your foot after Esau treats you or something. Okay. It's, that's just how it is. And that's all judgment through the Lord, of course. But they can't help you. The Lord can help you. The Lord can help you through prayer. And it all goes back to prayer, all right? And herbs, all right, which goes back through prayer as well. Because herbs aren't going to, it might work a little bit on someone who's not in the truth. But they work through prayer, all right? Through prayer, through trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. That's how they work. That's how they're activated, okay? Let's look at forgers, all right? And let's see if it gets us the right. Whitewash, to smear, to coat, to cover. They do that. They do that. All right, to plaster over. All right, to smear or plaster over. All right, there you go. Forgers. Another word, if you look at they call it forge. A forge is where you go out and you bang out metal into shapes, all right, into swords and nails and doorknobs and handles. All right, and that's making. All right, so they're making lies. All right, they make lies. You're all physicians of no value. If you go ahead and get in the Good News Translation, it says Job 13:3, you cover up your ignorance with lies. You are like doctors who can't heal anyone. And again, like I correct this Good News Translation, they aren't like doctors who can heal anyone. They are doctors who can't heal anyone. All right, which wouldn't make them much of a doctor now, would it? Okay, wouldn't make them much of a doctor. Okay, you wouldn't call me a mechanic if you bring your car to me and the car comes fucking, it's all parts and pieces and the tires are off of it and the transmission's over here, all right, and all the gaskets are ripped up and cut up with scissors. I'm not a mechanic as it is, all right. So if I get terms wrong, whatever, all right. But in general, you wouldn't come back. You wouldn't consider that guy's a mechanic. No, you'd be like, that guy's a fucking fraud, all right. He's a liar. He can't fix a car. The car was in better working condition than I gave it to him. All right. So no, they're not physicians. All right. They're not even doctors. Really. They're of no value. All right. And they're forgers of lies. All right. They're forgers of lies, which means they make lies. All right. And they cover up. That's what they do. It's a big cover up scheme. All right. That's all they do. A bunch of liars. Okay. And they're going to be put to death for that. This is Psalms 58:3, which reads, "The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies." Good News Translation. What does it say? It says, evildoers go wrong all their lives. They're never going to stop. Okay? They've been doing it and they're going to continue to do it. They tell lies from the days they are born. Not literally, a baby, because babies can't talk. But, as soon as they're able to lie, they start lying. They do. They start lying as soon as they're able to lie. As soon as they're able to move those lips, all right, they start, telling lies. That's what they do. Okay? That's what they do. That all comes from E, man. That all comes from E. All that lying shit. Okay? And their fathers did it too, all right? They're the same people that they're as they would say, their forefathers, all right? Because we know that you come back every 3 or 4 generations, all right? And they're those same people, those same whip cracking slave owners that they were, all right? They're coming back, all right, through reincarnation, all right? And we've gotten scriptures on reincarnation before. Reincarnation is a very deep topic, all right? I'm not gonna personally go all in onto myself because I don't feel like I have the ability to do that. And if you don't, you should always pass it on to another brother, all right? Hey, if you want to learn about reincarnation, go to the apostles, all right? They're gonna give you the information that you need, all right? Yeah, I'm still studying that too, and I'm not gonna teach you on a subject that I'm still teaching, but there are accounts. What I can tell you is there are accounts throughout the Bible, all right, that speak of reincarnation, all right? For example, one example, what is it? In Matthew, let me get the King James. In Matthew 16 and 15, all right, Yahushua mentions, he saith unto them, but whom say ye that I am? Okay, well, and before that, actually, it says in 13, it says, when Yahushua came unto the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, saying, whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? And they said, some say that thou art John the Baptist, some Elias, and others Jeremiah, or one of the prophets. He saith unto them, but whom say ye that I am? Okay, so there you go. That shows you that the reincarnation was a concept back then. It also shows you that you come back in your lot, all right? Because those other men were prophets, because Yahushua was a prophet, all right? But, like I said, we're not going to get too deep into it because I don't have the ability to do that now. I'm still in study myself, all right? And like anyone, if you don't know about a subject, all right, pass it on to another brother, all right, that knows. All right, so you can still get that edification, but you don't want to say anything wrong or off, or if you just don't even have the information to go all into it. All right, and I don't have all the information to go into a deep lesson about reincarnation because it's a very deep topic. Okay, it's a very deep topic. But here it is. We just if you can receive it, reincarnation is a biblical concept. All right, we just with that scripture you can show. Why would they be saying he's him if reincarnation wasn't a concept? Okay. If reincarnation wasn't a concept. All right, and another one is visiting the iniquity of the fathers. What scripture is that? Let me see. Exodus 20 and 5, all right, and I don't have it up on the screen, but it reads, Exodus 20 and 5, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, all right, speaking of, idols and graven images, for I, the Lord thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate me. What does that mean? All right. What does that mean? Why is that? All right. Let's see. Let me see if this is the one I'm thinking of. 1 minute. Let's see. Let's go to. I'll check something. So here we go. So in Ezekiel 18 and 20, all right, now because we read Exodus 20 and 5, which reads, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate me. And so it says that the Most High visits the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate me. All right, so what does that mean? Does that mean it goes on the you'll be punished for what your father did? All right, you're like say if your dad right now, you're going to be punished for what he did. Well, no, because it says in Ezekiel 18 and 20, it says that The soul that sinneth, it shall die. The Son shall not bear the iniquity of the Father, neither shall the Father bear the iniquity of the Son. So are you saying this is a contradiction? Is this a Bible contradiction? No. It says the righteousness of the righteous shall be upon him, and the wickedness of the wicked shall be upon him. If you get that in the Good News Translation, Ezekiel 18:20, it says, it is the one who sins who will die. A son is not to suffer because of his father's sins, nor a father because of the sins of his son. Good people will be rewarded for doing good, and evil people will suffer for the evil that they do, Well, and that's speaking of, you do good things, you get good things. You do bad things, you get bad things. But so is this a biblical contradiction? No. All right. Exodus 20:5 is speaking of reincarnation. All right, upon your forefathers. That's who it's speaking of. All right. So your granddaddy's daddy, or however often you come back, it can depend. All right. That was you at one point. All right. You come back every third to fourth generation. Okay, so there you go. That's not a biblical contradiction. That's proving, all right, to the best of my ability. Like I said, I can't go in as deep as some brothers can go, but that's the ones I got to show you that that's obviously speaking of reincarnation. All right, if you don't believe it, maybe go watch a lesson from the apostles. If you still don't believe it, then maybe just move on, because maybe it ain't for you to get. But this is John 8:44. All right, we needed to get that. All right, before we got in this. But it says, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar, and the father of it. Okay, so there you go. Okay, so they're gonna do the same thing. All right, before a couple hundred years ago, they were whip cracking, all right, buck breaking. Devils, and to this day they're still whip cracking, buck breaking devils. All right, and they're still hanging our people. All right, people are turning up, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, mostly so-called Negroes, turning up hung at Walmarts for what? They're not doing that anymore though, right? They're good guys now, right? They're good guys though, right? That's what they are now. Well, they're not that same person anymore. Yeah, no, yeah, the fuck they ain't. Yes, they are. All right, then why is the KKK still running around in the South if they ain't the same people? Well, that's just a specific few. Bullshit. They're all like that. It's the ones that are racist are truthful, and the ones that say they aren't racist are lying, but they're still racist. Okay, they're still racist. All right. If you ever hear a white person tell you, there's two things that happen. If a white person says they don't hate so-called black people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, all right, or Native Americans, all right. If they say, oh, I don't hate Negroes, Latinos, or Native Americans, there's two things. They're either an Edomite and they're lying, or they're a speckled bird. All right, and they look white, but they're actually a Jake. Okay, that's it. That's it. Because if they're actually an Edomite, they hate Jake. They hate Jake. They do. They can't lie. All right, they cover up the faces. They're just a liar, man. They're just liars. They're just liars, and they're the same people coming back. They were cracking whips, buck breaking. All right. Having anal sex with slaves. That's what they're doing. All right, sorry, it's disgusting, but that's exactly what they're doing. They made postcards of it. Look up colonial area postcards. All right, and they have that. That's what the white person does. That's what the white person does. And you're saying this person isn't the devil? Whatever you say, continue in your unbelief. All right, Jake, because you got Stockholm syndrome. I was watching the Apostles video, Apostle Street Ministry. All right, from the 21st. And they mentioned that in, I believe, was it that video, or they were mentioning it. It was mentioned either in that or one of the other lessons that I watched recently. I believe it was that one. I believe it was that live camp where I believe it was Apostle Gabar mentioning Stockholm syndrome. All right, and Stockholm syndrome. That's what you, Jake, got. You got Stockholm syndrome. No, the white man's fine. All right, and then he goes and busts your head open, and then it's not the white man that's the problem. It's just that police officer. It's not the white man that's the problem. It's just that one person, all right? But why do they keep doing it then? Because they hate you, Jake, and you're not getting it through your thick skull, all right? These are the same people. Well, I hated, those slave owners were evil people. But here you are with your best friend who's an Edomite, not realizing that's a whip cracker right there, all right? Ready to start cracking that whip, all right? Soon as, but you don't get it though, Jake. You don't get it. You don't get it, all right? Because reincarnate, no, they're good people. I have good white friends. Well, if you have good white friends, there's two things. Either they're a speckled bird, all right, or you're a terrible judge of character, all right? You're either that or you're a terrible judge of character, okay? Let's get 1 Maccabees 3:48. All right, so here we go. Here's another thing to do, and then we've seen it. We just showed images. All right, if you look up Moses, Aaron, God. All right, and of course you have to use the worldly terms. Jesus. All right, and that's not their names. The Father's name is Yahweh, and the Son's name is Yahweh Shai. But they were going to use those worldly terms. All right, which are deception in themselves. All right, but if you go in there, okay, and go into Google Images and you type that in. What color people are going to pop up? White, or sometimes slightly Middle Eastern looking. Sometimes slightly Middle Eastern. It's still wrong. It's still wrong. They'd rather have it be slightly Middle Eastern looking. They'd rather have it be they'd rather have them than be Asian, Middle Eastern. All right, Elamite looking. Anything but a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American. All right, anything. They'd rather have them purple before they went to that point. All right, they'd rather have them green and different colors that don't make sense. All right, before they ever was, that's a so-called Negro, Latino, Native. No, they don't want that. Anything but that. Anything but that. No. All right. From it's like that stand-up from Chris Rock. Not a book. No. But anyway, let's get back to the point. Enough joking around. First Maccabees 3:48. This is them. And laid open the book of the law. We can get from 47. First Maccabees 3:47. And they fasted that day and put on a sackcloth and cast ashes upon their heads and rent their cloths and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint their likeness of their images. The heathen had sought to paint their likeness of their images. Let's see what it says in the Good News Translation, if it'll give us. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, never mind. But hey, there you go. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. And that's what they've done. That's why when you look up Moses, you look up Aaron, all right? You look up these biblical figures, all right? That's why they show up as, white. Samson, all right, showing up as white, all right? That's why these things happen, all right? Because that's them. That's the heathen, all right, painting the likeness of their image in the book of the law, all right? That's what they're doing. Get Job 9:24. If you really, man, and the light of the Lord has to be upon you. It really does. All right, He has to be dealing with you. You have to have the spiritual eye salve, the eyes to hear and the ears to hear, or you're not gonna get it. But once you have that and you really get into history, man, it is undeniably, all right. It is undeniable. There is so much information out there. All right, that just show that there's a bunch of contradictions with Esau saying who they are. All right, and with the 1948ers. All right, so many contradictions. All right, that nobody's calling out. All right, and even if you're not even getting into the history of who they are, just getting into the 9 to the 1. All right, to the 1 event that happened with the planes. All right, and also getting into the moon landing. All right, get in there. There's a lot of shit that just comes up that just don't make sense. All right, and if you say, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. No, we're not conspiracy theorists. We're talking about conspiracy truths. They are conspiracies, and it's true. It's not a theory. They are true. All right, but they do that to play it off. It's to demonize you. All right. Oh, look at him. He's weird, crazy. Don't look at him. Here, close your eyes. Seriously, move away from him. Close your eyes, children. Move away from him. No. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. No. They went after him. Now they're following him. Great God damn it. That's how it is, because they're trying to cover your eyes. No. Cover your eyes. Cover your ears. Move away. Fast. All right, that's what they want, because they want you to continue on and you're fucking dumbed down still. Okay, yes, massa. All right, and thinking that the white man's a god, and that thinking that they were, all this, and they don't want you to know all their dirty laundry. All right, because their dirty laundry is bulging out of the goddamn laundry room. All right, and they're holding it. They're holding it because we're so close to the end. There's a bunch of Edomites just holding that door shut. No, walk away. Don't look. No, don't look. He looked. Kill him. That's what's happening right now. All right, and so when you find out these things, they call you crazy, a conspiracy theorist. So you're what do they call it? A religious extremist. All right, they call you all these different things to demonize you. Okay. When in reality, all you did was stumble. You didn't stumble across it, but the Lord guided you to truth. And now, he doesn't know what he's talking about. All right, or even if they're not in the truth, but the Most High might let them know certain things. He's fucking crazy. He's a drug addict. All right, write him off. He's crazy. All right, and then you end up like Coolio and just die all of a sudden after outing some stuff. All right. Oh no, he died from so-and-so, or for whatever reason, all right? That's what happens. You go missing, all right? You lose your wealth, all right? They make you seem like you have mental issues. Kanye. Anybody sound familiar? All right. Oh, yeah, he's mentally unwell. He has mental issues. Yeah, he has mental health issues that need to deal with. He's not structurally there. His brain's not all there anymore. He doesn't really know what's going on. Yeah, they make you, that's what they do. They make you seem like you're crazy, all right? They make you seem like you're crazy, okay? But, hey, this is Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Who's controlling the world right now? So-called white people, Esau, Edom. So who's in control now then? The wicked. The wicked. The earth is given in the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judge thereof. And he has. That is what he does. All right? That's what he does. If not, where and who is he? They don't want you seeing the true face of the judge. They don't want you seeing what color. They don't want the color coming out. They don't want it to come out, man. They don't want it to come out. Okay? Because everyone's black. Everyone's brown. What are the white people are the peasants. No, they don't want that. They don't want that. All right, you gotta realize. And they always, what the funny thing is, they call our people a minority. Oh, the black people, the white, the black people, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. They're minorities. They're minorities. Almost every nation's brown. All right, they're the only white ones. All right, you got Chinese people that are kind of brown. You got Japanese people, they're kind of brown. You got people from the Edomites, the so-called Indians. All right, they're kind of brown. All right, you got let's see, the Ishmaelites. All right, the Middle Easterners, they're brown. All right, you got who else? You got the Hamites, they're brown. All right, you got the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. We're all brown, but they're like one of the only white ones. Okay, they're the only white ones. You got like the Europeans. That's it. Everyone else is brown, man. They're the minority, not us. But you're the minority. No, that's a lie. And even if you say, all the brown people, well, guess what? The nation of Israel is the biggest nation. So even the people that look at these white people over there. That's not a group of white people. That's a group of Israelites. What are you talking about? Well, they look white to me. Well, yeah, but we just judge their spirit, and they get the truth, and they realize that you're the devil. They've been brainwashed by the Hebrew Israelite, and it's. Fucking give it up, E. You ain't got it no more. All right, you ain't got it no more. It's okay. It's time to retire. All right, lay your head down. We know you're getting a little old, E. You ain't as fast as you used to be anymore. All right, just call it and wrap it up. All right, wrap it up. And we know you're not, so the Lord's gonna force you to retire. All right, by my means of death. Okay, this is Revelation 21:8 for you liars and you Edomites. All right, and you Jakes as well that don't want to get with the program. And it's not in your spirit to get with the program, okay? Revelation 21:8. But the fearful and unbelieving and abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. And Esau fits all of those categories. Esau fits all the categories. All right, not all Israel fits all those categories, because some people are going to repent and turn back from that. All right, there's some Israelites that fit it as well, but Esau fits all of those categories, and they can't repent, they can't turn back, so they fit all those categories regardless. So where are they going to end up? They're on the lake that burneth with fire and brimstone. What is that lake that burneth with fire and brimstone? Nuclear missile fire. Nuclear missile fire sent over by ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles. All right, nukes. All right, and they're going to be sent by other nations, but really they're going to be sent from the Lord. All right, and they're going to devastate this place, World War III. Hey, and then the Lord's going to save his elect. Lord willing, we're amongst that number, but everyone else, they got to go. They got to go. All right, Lord willing, we're amongst that very small remnant that gets saved, gets to go up in the chariots with Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. All right, with Yahushai. That's what we want. That's what we're looking forward to. All right, these devils got to go. They got to go. This is ridiculous. All right. Oh, they darkened over the years. Why not the other images then, you fucking liars? All right. Salakia for all the swearing. But, man, it gets you hot. It gets you heated, man. These devils, man. Jeez, man. They got to go. Esau's got to go. Esau's got to go. All right. Sorry, they can't stay around. All right. You Jakes that have friends. Sorry, they can't. Your friends can't stay. All right, they got to go. They got to be put into death and, reborn in the kingdom, put into captivity. All right, that's what's going to happen. All right. Sorry, your friend. It's not your friend anyway, Jake. Get some Jake friends. All right. Come into this truth and get brothers as friends. Okay. Those are your real friends. All right. The people that are within this truth. But you're not gonna do that. And your best friend, my best friend's white. Yeah, he might bust you over the goddamn head for a box of Cheerios. So when that happens, don't come crying to us. All right. So with that, we're gonna close out. This has been E, the pathological liar. All right. E meaning Esau. Got to be careful with the title, because Esau, take that down. They must be talking about us. So it's called E, all right, short for Esau. E, the pathological liar. All right, so with that, we're going to close out. Hey, Lord willing, well, first and foremost, Lakia. With that, we're going to close out. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak, all right, which is the true name of the Father and the Son. Okay, I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. We got to get out of here. All right, we can't be in this Edomite society. This place got to go. All right, and the Lord's going to make it go too. And Lord willing, we're amongst the elect. All right, Lord willing, we're part of that number. Okay, so hey, until the next one, Lord willing, shalom.